I pretended to have asthma so I didn't have to walk to the beach. And secondly, my biggest concern was I didn't want to look like a hippo doing all of these things. Hey guys, it's Jermaine and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say welcome. My name is Jermaine. I make weight loss, self-improvement and lifestyle videos on here, and sometimes I sprinkle a little story time. And if you're returning to my channel, I just want to say welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. You guys got me to 1,000 subscribers way before I thought I would get there. I'm so happy that you guys hear my heart behind the things that I'm saying on my channel. I am not a channel where I like to bash fat people. No, I was a fat person. I still am pretty big. I was an obese person. I know what it's like being in that place. So I never ever want to create a place where we're just bashing fat people or obese people. But I do want to draw attention to the fact that obesity is a bad thing and we shouldn't be promoting it. Okay, so now without talking too much, I just want to get straight into today's video. By the title of this video, you already know we're going to be talking about me and my experience and my journey being a fat person in my 20s. Every time someone says, oh, I miss my 20s, or your 20s is for you to do this and do that, and oh my gosh, my 20s, I had the best time. My little sister, she's now 27 years old, and she lived her early 20s doing everything I dreamed and I wish I could have done, but I didn't do. She got to be a flight attendant, she got to do backpacking and travel the world, she met people from all over the world, she has friends from all over the world, and just all the things that she got to do, I never did. Why I never did any of it is nobody's fault but my own. So every time when someone talks about their early 20s, I just can never relate because I did not have the best 20s. I feel like I wasted my 20s. I regret my 20s, and sometimes I just wish that I had this revelation of everything that I have now, that I had it in my early 20s, and that I changed my life in my early 20s. Because now I'm 30. I feel like when you hit 30, every decision that you make is more so for your long term and your future. This is not the era for you to be playing around anymore. This is not the era for you to be living on the edge. This is the era for you to be getting your life together and doing things with a proper plan in mind. Or at least for me, that's the case. I know a lot of people who watch my videos, you were either obese before or you were currently on a weight loss journey or something like that. Were you obese in your 20s? And what was that like? Because my experience being fat in my 20s was not pretty. I feel like I was lied to in my 20s with all the fat positive and fat acceptance influencers or celebrities. So if you're watching my video and you're in your early 20s or even 19 or 18 years old and you're obese, that's even better. Not that it's even better that you're obese, but it's even better that if you're younger and you're watching my video, or even if you're hitting that way of becoming obese, this video is for you. This is your best season to turn your life around. Please don't listen to these people because I can tell you they're lying to you, and I was one of those people who were deceived by these people.
Could have my tummy out, even if it's just on TikTok for clout. And if you got something to say, shut your mouth, cause I'm a hot ass bitch. I'm a hot ass bitch.
I can't tell you the amount of times during my 20s where I thought, I don't need to lose weight. There are all these fat people between Ashley Graham and Tess Holiday who are beautiful, who are happy, who have a job, who have men and the world thinks they're gorgeous, and they seem happy. They're living life. No, that is not true. And that's a lie that I was sold. There is no quality of life looking like this. And that's the truth. This is not a quality life. Please don't make the same mistakes I did because I was influenced by these people. So I think it's my responsibility as somebody who was personally affected by the fat acceptance movement, who was influenced, who believed that lie, who wasted my early 20s living a lie. I was not happy, but I kept trying to convince myself that I was. Because if these people are living their life and if these people seem happy, then I should be too, right? I was at the heaviest I'd ever been in my life at 21 years old, weighing 120 kg. There were a lot of things about myself that I thought was normal, but actually was not. Like, for example, I would sweat from doing the tiniest bit of thing. I would sweat from bending down and tying my shoelaces. I would sweat from just walking a few feet. And I thought, this is normal. Everybody sweats, right? I would have sweat patches on my clothes from doing like the most basic thing. Even sitting. I was sweating just because I was sitting. I was sweating while I was sitting, and I was not nervous. It was just a normal afternoon. This is a bit TMI, but I used to have really bad body odor. And I thought, this is normal. Everybody's like this. I used to have to constantly dry myself, clean myself, just ensure that I am dry as possible, because I used to have fat rolls everywhere, and the sweat would like kind of make me smell bad. I would be very nervous if people came too close to me because I was so scared that they could smell me. Like, that's not normal. I used to think it was normal. I thought, yeah, everybody's probably having to like constantly clean themselves. No. As soon as I lost weight, as soon as I didn't have fat rolls, I was not sweaty like I used to be. As soon as I changed the way I was eating, I kid you not, when doctors say you are what you eat, they really mean you are what you eat. As soon as I changed the way I was eating, I ate more fruits, I ate more vegetables and things like that. My body, I did not have the kind of smell that I used to have anymore. And my skin, I used to have a lot of hyperpigmentation, and I just thought like, oh, maybe this is just my skin. It's like this for everybody, because hyperpigmentation is a thing. But this was not hyperpigmentation. This was toxins in my body. As soon as I changed the way I was eating, as soon as I changed the way I was sleeping, I made sure that I had enough sleep. I made sure that I was eating clean. My skin was not spotty and dark like that anymore. I was not having bad body odor anymore. I was not having to constantly clean myself or wipe myself because I'm afraid that, oh my gosh, I smell bad. Like, all of those problems were gone. Why? Because weight does have something to do with it. How you're eating, how your food really does reflect on the outside. What you eat really does reflect on the outside. Which is why whenever all these fat acceptance people say, oh, don't judge me, how do you know what I eat? I eat a bowl of salad every day, or I eat really healthy and I'm just fat, but I eat really healthy. The way you look tells me what you eat. The way you look tells me whether you live a healthy lifestyle or not.
I'd love to know, because if you're really healthy, do you have any joint issues, or so you're completely...
I swim 2.5 kilometres a day. I walk, I exercise all the time. I am in a synchronized swimming team. Just small equation that you want to know what I eat. I eat salad, I eat meat. I don't eat carbs because they don't agree with me. I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I'm primarily vegetarian.
If you're obese, it's very obvious for us to know that you're not you're not living a healthy lifestyle, because there is no way you're eating a bunch of broccoli and chicken breast every single day and then you look like that. Like, nah. I need you guys to hear this because I care. And I don't care if people hate me for saying the things that I'm saying, because I know what it's like being an obese person, and I would never wish that on anybody at all. It changes every aspect of your life. Being overweight like that, being obese, I'm not talking about being slightly chubby, okay? I'm talking about being fat, like really obese, is the worst thing that could happen to you, and is self-destructive. It is you voluntarily putting yourself in that situation, and it's not okay. You have a large group of people telling you that fat doesn't mean you're not beautiful. You should love your fatness. You should love your rolls and embrace it.
Could have my tummy out, even if it's just on TikTok for clout.
She look good instead of she looks good for a big girl. How about we do that?
Better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep.
You should be allowed to be happy and eat whatever you want. Anyone who thinks otherwise is a hater or is fatphobic. You can choose to believe them, or you can choose to take a moment and silence every other voice and truly ask yourself right now, are you happy? Do you really feel beautiful? Do you feel healthy from the inside out? Do you feel like what you're doing to your body every single day, the decisions that you're making, is leading you to a longer life, is leading you to a path that's going to make you really happy in the long term? Everything that you're doing to your body is an investment for your future. So take a moment to really ask yourself, putting aside their voices, putting aside my voice, are you really happy? If you're obese, or if you're in the path of getting obese or even bigger, morbidly obese, truly ask yourself, if this Because this fat acceptance people, this is a thing, this is a fad. It's here today, it will disappear after a while. But the one who's going to be stuck with that body is you. I saw Adele lose weight and I panicked because she was supposed to be a hero to me. She was one of those people who I always I found myself in her. I was just like, oh, she's big and she's a singer and da 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 da. Listen, all these other people who are promoting fatness, any day they can just change their mind. If you're putting your thoughts and your belief in whatever they are telling you, then if they take it away, it's gone. You'll crumble. You really need to figure out for yourself whether you truly are going to be happy with the choices that you're making today, tomorrow. I know what it's like to feel invisible. I know what it's like to be the ugly one, the duff, the excluded one, the voiceless one, the insecure one. And then I also know what it's like to be the one who takes up more space, who has higher potential of breaking a chair, who may at times cause inconvenience to others just because of my fatness. I'm sorry if the lighting suddenly changed because it's getting dark outside, and so I'm using like another light. If there's anything that I wish I could change, it would be to redo my 20s and start my weight loss journey earlier. When I was in my early 20s, I would dress like an auntie. And not only in my early 20s, even like when I was 18, 19 years old, I was using my mom's clothes. I've shared some of this in a previous video, but this is like a little more in-depth and just focused on me in my 20s. I used to wear my mom's clothes, whatever that would fit me, or I would need to buy clothes from outside, but it needed to be like really big size clothes. And you cannot be picky. When you're overweight, you just have to wear whatever that you can find. And so I used to wear a lot of auntie clothes. When I turned 21, I did not have a birthday party or anything like that because your girl had no friends. I had very few friends, and the friends that I did have were not really my friends, they were my sister's friends. So my sister and I always had this thing where my sister would make the friends and I would keep the friends. And she's like this very extroverted, very confident person. And I used to always be this very shy, quiet, insecure person. I was a homebody, and not because I liked being at home. I was a homebody because it's just safe that way. Nobody can see me. I didn't have to go out and meet people. If I didn't meet people, then I wouldn't be rejected by people. I didn't date around because no guys liked me. I would friend zone myself before even anyone friend zoned me. And when I did have guys that liked me, if they were a little bit attractive, I would assume that I was being pranked. Or it will be guys that I genuinely was never attracted to, but I couldn't be picky, so I would like have to entertain them a little bit because they thought I looked nice. And then after that, I would like stop talking to them after a while because like I was not attracted to them. I had no standards when it came to dating. I had no standards when it came to guys. I remember going on a date with one guy. He was somewhat attractive and he was a football player, and I thought in my mind like, oh, I should be so grateful because someone like him likes me. The whole time we were sitting at the table, he just kept talking about my weight, like asking me if I have plans on losing weight, telling me how I shouldn't be eating the food that I was eating. And I felt so like embarrassed, and I was so upset, and I just wanted to get out of there. And after that day, I never spoke to him again because he made me feel so bad about myself. He was no prize either. So for me to be sitting there and taking all these jabs, and I was not even pointing out anything negative about him. I was just taking in everything he was saying and being like, yeah, I know, yeah, I am kind of overweight, yeah, I am trying to lose weight. No, I wasn't. I was just sitting there and taking it all because somebody likes me, right? Somebody asked me out on a date. And then later I was dating somebody who just had so much of baggage, and I think I was just like someone he needed like a shoulder to cry on. And I was like, I don't even know if that was a relationship. I don't even feel like it was, because that's how it is. I was so overweight. I didn't think I looked attractive. I didn't even know my self-worth. I wasn't even acting like someone who had any self-worth. And so I was just like, anyone who likes me, like, yeah, sure, why not? I was always the funny one that did silly videos on the internet, and if anyone were to describe Jermaine, they would always say, oh, she's funny, Jermaine is funny. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it, you know, at least people like have something positive when they think of me, so I'll just be the funny one. And I used to make a fool of myself on the internet. I think I shared this with you guys before. I used to make videos that I thought were like really funny, but it was just like cringe. When I was in my early 20s, no, this is not even 20s, I think I was like 19 or 18. I was 19. I remember my church I was so unfit, I was so heavy and so unfit. I remember my church, we had like a church camp thing, and everybody was going to go on a walk from our hotel to the beach. I pretended to have asthma, so I didn't have to walk to the beach. So I told everyone that, oh, I'm wheezing, and so I'm gonna just stay in the hotel and take my inhaler. But the truth was, I just didn't want to walk. I couldn't walk too far. It wasn't even that far. Also, you know what's funny? Now my favorite activity is walking. I genuinely love walking. But it's so funny because when I was like really big, I used to be forced to walk. Like my mom's friends used to be like, come on Jermaine, come with me, let's go for a walk, let's go for a walk. Every time something involved walking, I was out. I was like, nah, don't count me in. What's more embarrassing is that I have a vlog footage because I vlogged that trip. This was when I had an old channel, a YouTube channel, and I vlogged that camp. I was like looking back at my vlog recently, and there's a clipping of me saying, hey guys, so everyone just went out to the beach, but I got an asthma attack, so I can't go out, so I'm just having to stay in the hotel. When that wasn't the case. It's so cringe. What's more cringe is that there is footage of my lies. I was just always making excuses as to why I couldn't do a lot of things. Even like when I used to go for my youth camps back in the day, everyone used to go out and play. You guys know what hydro war is, but you'll have like a piece of paper on your shirt. It's something like paintball, but this is with water guns, and then you have like a piece of paper on your shirt, and then you're supposed to shoot each other, shoot people, and then whoever's paper like gets torn, then they lose. I used to always lie whenever we have youth camp, because this was a game that we played in youth camp like every year. So I went for my youth camp every single year. But as soon as it involved us playing this game, we always play this game every year, I would always be in the dorms. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm not feeling well, I need to go rest. In my 20s, when everybody was traveling the world and, you know, doing things like backpacking, my sister did backpacking in her 20s. My sister used to work as a flight attendant, and she got like discounted tickets for me and my family, so that would have given me a lot of opportunity to travel. Also because like I was just studying at that time, and I used to work part-time, so every money that I earned from working part-time, I could actually save and travel if I wanted to during my semester breaks. But I never traveled because I was afraid that I would be too big for the plane seats, which is actually not true. I'm not too big for plane seats. I was not too big for plane seats, but I was afraid. And even if I did travel, like what was I going to do? I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. I would probably just want to eat and stay in the hotel. Like I don't think I was going to walk around. I don't think I was going to be able to do any activities like whitewater rafting. Can you imagine me trying to do whitewater rafting? Like what if I get injured and people need to like help me, but they can't help me because I'm too heavy? Like all of these fears used to be my biggest concern. I wouldn't do a lot of things because I was so scared. Like firstly, my concern was, what if I get injured? What if something happened to me? How is people going to be able to carry me or save me? And secondly, my biggest concern was, I didn't want to look like a hippo doing all of these things. You want to look pretty when you're doing activities. You don't want to look like this. Also, why travel? I had no interest in meeting new people. I had no interest in like staying in hostels or anything like that, because what if people rejected me? The world is not the nicest to fat people. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And no, it's not a good thing, which is why on my channel, I'm not here to bash fat people, because I completely understand that the world is really harsh and not nice to people who are overweight or not the best looking, who are not attractive. How the world treats you when you're obese or unattractive, it's not okay and it's not excusable. At the same time, fatness is a choice. As a fat person, as an obese person, you have to quickly develop skills to compensate for your fatness and your ugliness. And besides comedy, for me, it was my singing and my songwriting and my music related things. As quickly as possible, I always needed new people in my life to know that I sang. And I kid you not, I used to get really frustrated like when my mom introduces me and my sister to people and she does not introduce my talents. I would get so upset if new people in my circle did not know that I could sing or that I could write songs. And so my mom would always intro my sister and I, and then she would always have people know that I can sing and that I can write songs. So I would always be singing my songs to people. Whenever anyone visited our home, I remember I would always, and guys, I'm not talking about me being like 8 years old doing this, okay? I was doing this as an adult. I was doing this in my teen years. I was doing this in my adulthood. Every time someone new came to our house, I would take out my guitar and just start performing. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. And like, I was not even paying attention to see if people like wanted to listen to me sing or whatever. But I remember like every time I would take out my guitar and about to do my little show, I could tell that people were like, okay, like, is she really gonna do this now? But my mind would always tell me like, if only they heard my voice, they just need to hear me sing. This is so cringe. And so yeah, there is nobody in my circle who did not know I sang or wrote songs, because I was always singing it at them. My identity was my talent. Like, I did not think I was good enough without it. So I was so concerned if people saw me, they would just think I'm a fat person. They needed to know that I'm more than just a fat person. I'm a fat singing person. If you think Adele, you think me. I was not good enough on my own. And you know what's funny? As soon as I started taking care of myself, as soon as I started losing weight, I was okay. So okay just being silent, just being there and nobody knowing. Like, I've always heard people say, oh, if you lose weight, it's not going to automatically change everything for you. Life is not going to be better just because you lose weight. Your same problems that was there before will still be there. But if you first choose to love yourself, and then you decide that you are worthy of love, and you're able to see yourself the way God sees you, your self-worth is not going to be put in anything else. And then you'd be able to lose weight. You first really need to find your self-worth. Your identity cannot be in your talents. Your identity cannot be in, oh, if I am thin, I'm going to be like this, I'm going to be like that. Your identity cannot be in all these material things, because things change any day. What if I'm pregnant? I'm going to be fat again. Does that mean I have no more self-love and no more self-worth? No. Self-worth cannot be put in material things like that. It definitely has to come from within. And for me, it is me just drawing closer to God and realizing how God views me and what He thinks of me and how He wants the best for me. I was able to love myself. And then after I was able to love myself, only then was I thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot do this to myself if I love myself. The Bible says that your body is the temple of God. And how would I treat the temple of God? I wouldn't want to treat the temple of God by just not caring what I put into it. I want to make sure that the temple of God is taken care of. And therefore, I start to change the way I eat. I decided, you know what? I want to exercise. I want to take care of my body. I want to take care of my spirit. I want to take care of my soul. And then weight loss happened. So after losing weight, it didn't just leave me with a smaller body, but it left me with a sense of self-worth, a sense of identity, and my identity is not put in just things. I'm okay if tomorrow I don't get to sing ever again, because my identity is not in my singing. My identity is not in my talents. It's not in how many people like me or don't like me. My identity is in who I am in Christ. You need to find your self-worth, and you need to be able to love yourself before you're able to do any of these things. People who don't love themselves will take unhealthy routes to lose weight, like starve themselves and things like that. So yeah, you still get to lose weight, but now you still feel horrible about yourself. You're slim, but just another type of slim. Now you're still unhealthy, and you still don't love yourself. I know we should never look back on our life and have regrets and things like that. I just wish that I did not fall for this lie of being fat and beautiful and all about that bass. Megan Trainor and her All About That Bass, really, that was like my anthem. I think I was like 23 when that song came out. And then look at her, didn't she lose weight after releasing that song? Like by the next single, she was already smaller. You see all these people, they make it seem as if yeah, being fat is great, we should all do it. But then in the end, you're going to see that you're the one who's left still fat by yourself, because all these other people who were your inspirations, they all left you. They lost weight. They all got on a healthier path. Megan Trainor just recently talked about why she lost weight. She wanted to be healthier. She needed to be she got a child, and she was saying that how she needed to lose weight because she wanted to be a healthy mom, to be able to run with her son and things like that. You see, all these people will change their mind at any time. And if you are really looking to these people, they are going to be your heroes, and you're looking to these people to validate you being fat, you're going to be left alone. Because all these people are going to at some point get a scare. I'm not surprised. I'm just waiting for the day Lizzo goes on a weight loss journey. Y'all watch and see. Lizzo's going to go on a weight loss journey. And all of you followers of Lizzo who worships her and think that, oh, she's so amazing and she's doing it for the fat ones, just watch and see. She's just gonna leave y'all still being fat while she loses weight with the help of all her expensive personal trainers and her nutritionist. So anyway, if you're fat or you're obese or you're even heading in that direction and you're in your 20s, please, now is the time for you to change. Now is the time for you to do something. Because also one more thing, your metabolism is so much more better in this stage of your life than it is when you're in your 30s. I know, because as soon as I was like pushing 30, it was not easy for me to lose weight as it was in the beginning. When I lost a little bit of weight and I gained it all back in my mid-20s, it was not as easy when I tried to redo it again in my late 30s and my late 20s. So I'm saying that if you are going to do it now. If anyone out there who is on a weight loss journey or have lost weight, want to comment down below some tips and tricks or things that helped you or what inspired you or anything like that, please feel free to do so. Hopefully someone can learn from your comments as well. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.